I'm not sure, other than the signs that only Jesus could have possibly controlled were put in front of me from the moment of this horrible family event. The only way I found to ease the pain of losing Caden was the time that I was able to spend in prayer with Jesus. If you are struggling, contact your local pastor or priest or call 988.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Unity Eye Centers, your provider of choice for complete vision care for all ages. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
2025 Nebraska State Basketball on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Teammates Mentoring. Join the team. Be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today. Woodhouse Auto. Convenience delivered every time. Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by 5 Points Bank. Trust the better bank with your financial needs.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena Class A semifinal number 2. Coming your way on News Channel Nebraska. Papillion La Vista South Andy just punching its ticket to the state tournament. Who will the Titans play? It'll either be Omaha Westside or Lincoln Southeast, the lone team remaining from the capital city. Westside, the 2 seed, the Knights, the 6 seed. And while Westside got here winning handily over Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln Southeast defeating the Gators of Lincoln North Star by just 1 to get here. We're looking forward to a good one.
Yeah, Southeast is so experienced. They have such a phenomenal backcourt. It really allows them to shift gears, slow things down, keeps them from being one-dimensional, and allows them to really dictate pace at times throughout the course of a game.
Omaha Westside actually sliding in to state. This is the first time under Coach Simons that they got here by way of wild card. While he wasn't happy that they were defeated by Lincoln Southwest, he said, we'll take it all the same, and they're making the most of making the wild card to get here.
You know, Westside's a little younger this year, but they're also a little taller, maybe a little more athletic. It allows them to be a little versatile on the defensive side. Sometimes they slide into that 1-3-1 zone. Really helps them in their length. They deflect a lot of cross-court passes.
Well, speaking of that length, let's talk key players, and we're starting off with Omaha Westside and Amir Gedek, the junior. He's 6'6", Andy. He averages 14 points a game. He's coming off a 23-point performance in the quarterfinals.
You know, he epitomizes what they want to do at Westside. That's positionless basketball at 6'7", great length, and he can finish at the rim. Phenomenal score.
On the flip side, for Lincoln Southeast, he's known as Mr. Lincoln Southeast, Mikey Nagoy. He's done just about everything for this program. Coach Warning could not speak highly enough of him. He's averaging 17 points a contest.
Yeah, and he does just about everything. He's a 4-year starter, the only returning starter from last year, and much to the chagrin of Nick Baugh, many are saying he is the best shooter to ever wear a Southeast jersey.
Well, we hope that we'll see that skill set on display here this afternoon. The third member of our broadcast team is Eric McKay. We mentioned Lincoln and the Knights, the last team standing. It's been a while since a team from the capital city has represented and brought home a title in Class A. For more of a history lesson, let's go to Mr. McKay.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, tomorrow's Class A state championship game is going to be unusual already because neither Bellevue West nor Millard North will be a part of it. But it could be even more unusual if a Lincoln Public Schools team is playing for the title. There was a time when that wasn't that unusual. Go back to the 1970s. 9 Lincoln Public Schools played for state titles. There were 3 championships. In the 80s, a bit of a fallow period. Only 4 teams played for state championships, and they went the entire decade without the title. But go to the 90s. 7 LPS schools playing in title games and 4 state championships, 4 in a row, by Lincoln Northeast from 1995 to 98. Then you get to the 2000s. Not a bad start to the century. 5 LPS schools making title games over the first 10 years with 2 state titles. But in 2009, Lincoln Southwest finished runner-up to Creighton Prep. Since then, no Lincoln Public Schools team has made it to the state championship game. Norfolk has made it twice. One once. Fremont has played for a title, but LPS has been stymied for 16 years. In Lincoln Southeast way today, an Omaha Westside team that, let's face it, knows a lot about winning at state as well over these last 15 to 16 years. 2 guys who know nothing about winning, or I should say everything about winning, nothing about losing. You get it. Brandon and Andy, they're back with starting lineups, all the action coming up. This is News Channel Nebraska.
Hi, my name is Ryan. John chapter 8 says, "Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone." Jesus tells us not to condemn others. It's not our job. He then tells the woman being condemned, "Now go and sin no more." He loves her too much to let her stay where she is. He wants so much more for us. He wants us not to just squeak by in our lives, but to live fully in Christ's example.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Hey, sports fans. Heading to the big game tonight? Make sure you stop by Speedy Mart before you hit the stadium. Fuel up your car and grab your favorite snacks and drinks to keep your energy high. Whether it's chips, soda, or a quick meal, Speedy Mart has everything you need to kick off your game night right. Don't miss out. Swing by Speedy Mart for all your pre-game essentials.
Speedy Mart, snacks before the game.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com and by KRT. Learn more at KRTRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Jake. I grew up with a great relationship with God. After high school, I became selfish and put my own desires before God. I struggled with alcohol and lust, and the devil had a tight grip on me. My life was full of darkness, and I was on the verge of losing my family. Thankfully, I chose God as my higher power, and through treatment, amended my relationship with God and my family. If you are struggling, contact your local pastor or priest, or call 402-379-2030.
Welcome back. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, Eric McKay. It's time to take a look at our school spotlight that's brought to you by Currency. If you need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items, Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today. All right, for our spotlight, Lincoln Southeast, representing the capital city here in Class A. 5 runner-ups in the program's history. Also a third-place finish in 2009. And they are hoping to get their first win down here at State since 2010.
Such a proud tradition the Knights have, not just in basketball, but football and really all boys sports across the board. It's really good to see them back here at the tournament making waves.
On the flip side for Omaha Westside, they have won state title back in 1980. Also 4 runner-ups to go with that as well. They were in state last year. Millard North bounced them in the semis in overtime by 2. They find themselves 1 win away from making their first final since 2014.
Yeah, you want to talk about a tradition with some good sports, boys sports being played. Westside's at the top of the list.
And how did these two teams get here? Well, Lincoln Southeast, they had a clash with Lincoln North Star and defeated the Gators 58-57. To get here, and their record is 18-8, and you see there they advance over North Star. Westside, they avenged their loss to Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks sort of stunned them in that district final, forcing Westside to make it here via the wild card. And I would say they got their revenge. After losing to the Silverhawks by 2 in the district final, they defeated Southwest by 38. In the first round of state.
It kind of had that feel like they were tugging on Superman's cape there a little bit, and if you're a Silverhawk, you got to be thinking, these guys again? Did we just get by you guys?
And they will be playing Papillion La Vista South. The winner of this game, the Titans, just advanced over Millard North. The final in that one, 61-57. Bryson Ball, 33 points for the Titans as Papillion La Vista South advances to the final for the first time in program history.
Yeah, the Titans really showed you their pedigree, that senior leadership we've been talking at length about. Boy, did it really shine through for them in the previous game.
All right. Time to take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. First off, for the Knights, Rowan Lambert and Mikey Nagoy, who we highlighted, the senior, leading the way for this Knights team, followed by Shoemaker, McKendy, and Throat. And you have Shoemaker, who's averaging 11, Nagoy with 17, Shuey Throat at 12. So you have more than just Nagoy as some capable offensive weapons.
And this just feels like a game where you know the defense that's going to be coming from Westside. You're going to need multiple scores to step up here for the Knights, and they have that.
All right, now for the Westside Warriors, the second seed in this Class A bracket. Just 4 losses on the year. 2 of their losses are to Papillion La Vista South. Here's the starting 5. Lee Robinson, Emery Geddick, who we talked about. He averages 14 a game. Robinson puts up 12. Then you have Snoddy, a senior. Heel Lee, rather, another senior. And Udvity, a senior. So you have a lot of veteran leadership. Healy coming off a 16-point performance. You had Geddick putting up 23 in the first round game. Robinson with 15 as well. So a lot of weapons on the court for the Warriors.
Yeah, a number of first-year starters for the Warriors, but boy, did they step in, just picked up right where those seniors from a season ago left off. And this length does allow them to be a little bit more versatile, I would say. Mentioned it just a moment ago, how they'll slide into a 1-3-1 defense, give the opposition a different look, and it's been working very well throughout the course of the season for Omaha Westside.
Glad that you're with us on News Channel Nebraska. Our coverage is presented by Currency as well as Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today. Our coverage is also presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Brandon Exumit, Andy Klassen, Eric McKay. This is game number 4 of 6 that we're bringing you on semifinal Friday live from Pinnacle Bank Arena.
This type of a game has the feeling whoever can dictate pace. And Lincoln Southeast with that strong backcourt. They're a heavy guard team. They might be able to dictate to Omaha Westside just a little bit. And we know the Warriors, they like to get out and run. Can the Knights limit that throughout the course of this game?
We're glad that you're with us. Westside winning the tip.
Oh, boy.
And Udvity right to the rack for an easy 2.
Give and go. Southeast going to have to tighten up that defense.
There's a backdoor cut.
Oh.
Doesn't fall for Shoemaker.
Udvity was still able to alter the shot, then clear the glass.
Looks like they're going to give a foul there to Nagoy on the block attempt. Here's a look brought to you by Unity Eye Centers.
Yep. Healy doing a fantastic job seeing that clear path to the rim and exploiting it and getting to the line right away. Look at head coach Jim Simons. He's got to like what he's seeing so far.
8th year with the program. A Westside grad in 96, went to college at UNO.
Mavericks having a fantastic season. UNO punching their ticket to the big dance, winning the Summit League for the first time in program history.
And Ngoy gets it back out now to Lambert. Yeah, you can see the eye test. You don't need to look at the roster, but significant height difference between the Knights and the Warriors on the court.
Yeah, both teams really have definitive strengths here. Westside, it's the size. Southeast, it's the guards. It's the backcourt.
Inbound to McKendy. And out of play off Westside.
Southeast still looking to attack the rim. They're not intimidated by the size.
This first quarter, it's brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours. John Henry's our first quarter sponsor. 1 minute and 20 seconds in. It's 4-0 Westside. And Chewy Throat tries to go to the rack, and Udvity says, you're going to have to do better than that.
Udvity did a really nice job waiting, timing up that jump, not drawing a foul, not getting called for the whistle there, and you saw it all ball.
And Ngoy's shot doesn't fall. Here comes Snoddy the other way. There's the kick out off the front of the iron, and Ngoy with the rebound. And here come the Knights.
Ngoy did a heck of a job skying for that rebound.
Finds Lambert for the open shot. He's unable to hit. And that deflected out of play off the Knights.
Good recovery defense, though. Southeast getting back. Hey, there's a fan.
We know that guy.
Up. Oh, yeah, that's a sharp-looking gold jacket right there.
Kalen Debin with the fast hands on Media Row to grab that loose ball.
Yeah, he was fired up.
I think he wants a jacket. Some tennis shoes, rather, to put him in. There's Emery Geddick.
Yes,
his
sir.
first bucket.
Westside doing a really nice job sharing the basketball now. Multiple scores involved early on.
.6-0 lead, or 6-0 run, rather, to start for the Westside Warriors, giving them the 6-0 lead We're almost 3 minutes in.
Man, the Knights just feel a little out of sorts right now offensively.
Robinson swings it over. And taking it all the way to the rack. Carson, Healy.
Yep.
And the Knights need to take a timeout. 8-0 Westside early. The Warriors are rolling. This is Class A semifinal number 2 on News Channel Nebraska.
Worked with Agri City pretty much since the beginning of my ownership here at Motoplex. It's real important for us to have good insurance, a good insurance provider that works with us with the different aspects of having a lot of new inventory, used inventory, and then customers' machines while we're fixing them. They make it really easy to have me just focus on the business because they take care of the back end stuff. They care about Motoplex, but they care about us here at Motoplex as people and individuals.
I'm Rick Keener with Agri City Insurance, protecting what you grow.
Coach Joey Warning needing to take a timeout, reset things for his team. It's his 4th year with this Knights program, a Pius grad of 2011. Played basketball at Concordia and then was a student manager under Tim Miles.
Former Bulldog, huh? And Husker.
Well, that's what you want coming out of the timeout. A basket for the Knights. It's Chewy Throat.
They're doing a really nice job just getting down to lane. Excellent set play coming out of that break, as you mentioned.
And the Knights do come away with the steal, but stolen back by Healy. We're scrambling all over the court. Here come the Warriors. And Robinson makes the Knights pay.
That's a tough one to swallow. You scramble, you get it, just taken right back away. And, oh, man, then Robinson, nobody there to stop his drive. Wait, I tell you what, coming out of that timeout, Joey Warning, he was hot. He was getting on Nagoy. He saw something he didn't like, I think, on the defensive end.
Carter Chatlin is checked in for the Knights. Now Throat going at Healy. Gets it to Shoemaker. And Ngoy. 2 shots.
So right there was a subtle thing, but Shoemaker looked like the ball was going to get stuck in the corner. The trap was coming. He was able to reverse his dribble. Beautiful bounce pass to their leading scorer, Nagoy. It's those little things right there that make the difference, Brandon.
Ngoy missing the first. But again, Coach Warning could not speak more highly of him, saying extremely athletic, embodies everything that you want a player to have if you're a Lincoln Southeast Knight. The character, the athleticism, the determination. Yeah. He's shown it all over his 4 years, and he does knock down the second. Seven-point game just past the halfway point in the first quarter. Healy thought about pulling the trigger from deep. And this time Healy does. It's off the front of the rim.
Beard Robinson got caught in the air. Nope. I'll find the open guy for the shot.
And Throat attacking the glass. Battling for it, so the Knights do keep possession. Chatlin for 3. And Ngoy's there to clean it up.
Nagoy out of nowhere. And that's what we heard about. His jumping ability that time timed it perfectly to go off the glass on the rebound. Yep. Little contact underneath. Garners the whistle. This afternoon's officials, Kevin Marr, Jacob Wolf. And I'll tell you who never gets it wrong, Christopher Wright is going to round out the crew here.
Seen,
obviously an accomplished officiating crew here.
to your point, we've seen excellent officiating all tournament long, not only this week, but last week as well for the girls.
We heard about how Westside likes to play 4 out. Well, it's 5 out right now. Look at the spacing here.
And a battle for the rebound. Knights get it. Shoemaker was blocking out Healy.
Shoemaker did a great job boxing out that time.
Back to Nagoy. Good pass. Now Thote.
Good regroup. Still got plenty of time on the clock.
Ngoy finds Chatlin short again. Thote nearly brought it down. Westside on the run, and here comes Ngoy.
Talk about some recovery defense. It looked like the Knights were off to the races.
Great take by Thote. It doesn't go, though, and Westside is coming the other way. 3-on-2, up to Geddick. Count on the floor, rather. Good call.
Yep.
Let's get another look, courtesy of our Unity Eye Center instant replay. See it again, clear as ever.
Well, you know, and it looked like Southeast was going to get a good look through transition. Westside just flips the script, and they generate a fast break opportunity of their own. Doesn't take long. Gudike getting to the rim. Now he's at the foul line. Well, this is interesting because officials said on the floor initially.
So they do end up counting it then. So he got the field goal in shot one, and Healy gets the rebound. Up to Ngoy. That was literally unbelievable.
Yes.
He somehow adjusted, triple, quadruple clutched, and got it to go.
You saw the hesitation, the body control, the touch at the rim. Yeah, Ngoy, he's the complete package.
We're at the minute mark, quarter number one of this Class A semifinal. Active hands by Shoemaker. It'll stay with the Warriors.
Yeah, if you're going to try and cross over that dribble, look out. And we've heard about it. Southeast, they have great quickness in the backcourt. And I tell you what, Lincoln Southeast has quietly chipped away and gotten back into this one, closing the gap, getting on the board. Only 12-7 right now.
Five on the shot clock. Good defense by the Knights. Shot is off. Healy with the rebound. Here come the Knights. Now they slow it down, about 3-second difference between shot and game clock.
This is okay. Shoemaker taking a breath. Rest on offense, work on defense. Don't know if I want to be that careless with the basketball, though.
Well, Snoddy thought about, no, excuse me, that's Brown, thought about coming up on Shoemaker. Backs off. Warriors in a 2-3, and the spin from Shoemaker. Blocked by Data. London Data.
Yeah, Data, an excellent rim protector with that length. And we talked about that length in the pregame, how that allows them to shift into a zone from time to time. And that was a timely spot to do it. Time winding down on this first quarter.
And Westside will have a chance here. Thote with the good defense. As time winds down, it's a 5-point game after one. Omaha Westside 12, Lincoln Southeast 7. Semifinal number 2 here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll be back.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. News Channel Nebraska's semifinal Friday coverage live from Lincoln, game 4 of 6 today. Brandon Axon, Andy Klassen, Eric McKay with you. And like you mentioned, Andy, Southeast really weathered the storm in that first quarter. Westside came out feeling pretty good, jumping out to an early lead, and there's the Thote on a follow-up, so a basket for the Knights to start the quarter, cut it to 3.
Thote's not the tallest guy, but he does tremendous work underneath the rim, tracking down offensive rebounds. Saw him finishing there at the rim, in traffic.
You have Javen Mitchell in for the Knights for the first time as well.
Whoa.
Off-balance shot, rebound grabbed by Geddick. And the Warriors, in the blink of an eye, are on the other side of the court, and Robinson has a lay-in.
They are so good finding that outlet pass and attacking. A couple of times now, Robinson getting to the rack. Also is a nice incentive, right, if you're a guard.
So pulled the trigger, almost knocked it down. He does have the green light. Coach Warning says he is a excellent sharpshooter from deep.
Yeah, he's one of, I don't know, 13 or 14 guys that have the green light for Southeast. Oh, they're just phenomenal shooters across the board.
Mukendi has checked in for the Knights as well.
Gives him a little bit of size down low. Try to match up.
And there's Mukendi going against Geddick.
Not a bad take, but Geddick played it straight up. Good defense.
Offensive board brought down by Udvity. He'll be shooting 2.
So right there, when Geddick goes on that drive and he's going to elevate, he's going to go up for it, that's where the secondary defender needs to find a body and box out. Westside so good at crashing the offensive glass. Udvity once again. Head coach Jim Simons. Well, he just seems to be calm, cool. I think his team feeds off of that demeanor.
Udvity calm and cool at the free throw line as he knocks them both down.
Yeah, case in point, right?
Like coach, like player, is that how the saying goes?
Mm-hmm.
Right now his team is back up 7, 16-9.
Yes, sir.
That cuts it to 4. 3-pointer by Lambert.
Love that catch and shoot from Lambert. The junior getting one to fall for him. And that's what Southeast is going to have to do. They're going to have to be ready to shoot the ball. That defense is too quick for Westside.
Answer right back. Snotty from downtown.
I mean, just across the board, every single Warrior scoring in so many different ways.
Now Nagoy will give it a shot off the front of the iron, and well done by Gedek to keep it in. And again, that is not the first time Robinson has gotten out in transition.
I mean, it's a special pace. It looks like they're going to settle things down to half court. No, the cross-court pass finds Robinson again.
Basket counts. He did go down hard, but is to his feet, which is good to see.
Yeah, we're talking about a moment ago. That's quite the incentive for these guards to get out in transition, get to their spots, because they're so good at advancing the ball, the skip pass. You know, when you know that I might have a layup waiting for me at the other side if I bust my tail to the other end. Always helps the motivation.
Robinson already with 6 points. So now the lead quickly up to 10 for Westside.
It can happen in a hurry.
Loose ball. McKindy gets it to Thote. Was unable to convert. Here comes Westside.
Thote does a really good job attacking the rim. Just has come up short a couple of times. Got to think that length differential really helps out the Warriors defend the rim.
And so you saw Robinson sort of go to the ground there to signal that he's not feeling great right now, and so we'll keep an eye on him, and he'll be tended to by the training staff.
Kind of felt like an NFL player, right? When they kind of defender just falls down, so then you have to call an injury timeout. He is going to go back to the locker room, though. Get checked out.
And while Robinson's a freshman, he is the second leading scorer for Westside, averaging 12 a game. So that is something we'll keep our eyes on.
Well, you said that was a really hard foul at the rim, that last fast break opportunity.
One on the shot clock, and the Knights defense forces the violation.
And there's that defense as we're starting to hear a little roar from the Southeast crowd. Proud of their Knights. The defensive stand here.
Nagoy back in for Southeast. Right now the Warriors on a little bit of a run. It was down to 4 momentarily, but the Warriors quickly got a couple of baskets, and now it's a double-digit lead. And Thote a little short.
Nice move, no finish. Oh, my.
And the foul is going to be tabbed on Chatlin.
Yep. And Chatlin took the brunt end of it here. Didn't caught a forearm. And, yeah, I mean, his feet weren't set. I could see it. If the Westside Warrior would have extended his arm out right, I think that was Healy, then he could have maybe warranted that offensive foul that, you know, the Southeast fans are looking for, but Chatlin feet just were not set.
Well, the second quarter, it's brought to you by O Street Carpet. Check out Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet near 17th and O in Lincoln. They'll take care of your flooring needs.
Are you telling me a man named Carper sells carpet?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That is fantastic.
Steve's a good guy. Also on the Shrine Bowl board, which we televise every summer, so they won't let you down. Stolen away by Mikey Nagoy. The Knights needing a bucket. Well, Nagoy has a chance to get a couple of points from the charity line.
Nice drive. He had to work for it, though. Started left, spun back around right, splits the two top defenders in that zone defense. There's that spin move. Boy, and you saw it right at the tail end there. Oddvidi came down with that bar arm. Had he played it straight up, he wouldn't have got that whistle. He wouldn't have got called. Oddvidi picks up his second foul. He's going to take a quick seat here.
Goy gets them both. He now has 7 points, leading the Knights. It's an 8-point advantage still for Westside on the Faith Regional Physicians Services scoreboard.
Okay, so Lambert's going to check back into the game. Southeast going to go with a little bit smaller of a lineup, guard heavy.
And Snoddy to the rack.
Yep. Fantastic handles. Able to get by that initial defender.
Goy against Healy, gets him in the air. Offensive rebound, kicked back out. 3, hit by Lambert.
And that's what they need out of Ott. Number 0, Rowan Lambert, hitting that 3 on the kick out.
Back to a 7-point game as we near 2 minutes to play before half.
Westside getting in their motion offense here.
Emery Geddick can't finish, but his buddy has him covered. That's Donnie Barfield.
Yeah, it just feels like once again 6'7", 6'8" comes into play. Very tough to defend.
That foul will send Shoemaker to the line. A reminder to stay tuned for our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor, Heyman and Jewelers and Rowe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. Our halftime highlights coming up at the break.
This is a sneaky good drive right there from Shoemaker down the right side. Saw the defense fade off just a little bit, and then he just he put the pedal to the metal, got to the rack.
Kendi checking back in to get another look at the foul, courtesy of Unity Eye Center.
I like where head coach Joey Warning's, where his head's at right now. Bringing McKendy back in. Help defend down low. Saying, big fella, we need you. We need you right here at the rim.
Well, be sure to stay tuned for our halftime show brought to you by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. Our halftime show is coming up in 90 seconds, 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Southeast has slid into a zone defense. They got to communicate.
And wide open 3. Snoddy makes them pay.
Just perfect execution. Little over rotation from the defense. Ball reverses back to the top of the key. You saw the results.
One minute to go. The Knights looking for a little momentum heading into halftime. And Ngoy somehow got that to fall.
He is so good with that pivot foot and the length.
And it'll be a kick.
Yep.
On Mitchell.
Still have 20 seconds left to work with here on the shot clock. Westside does not have to rush anything.
And Snoddy Little off-balance shot, so now the Knights have a chance.
Give Toad a lot of credit there. He altered that shot. He was beat initially. I like that little change up there. Knights moving back into that man-to-man defense, just giving Westside a different look.
5 seconds, 3 seconds, and Goy.
And you saw him, Brandon, shouting at his teammate, clear out, clear the lane, let me operate.
A couple of baskets for the Knights heading into the locker room. And Goy cuts it to 7. Westside leading 29-22 at the break.
At the racetrack or the rat race round town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Agri-City Insurance, protecting what you grow. And by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. The halftime show is proudly presented by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Welcome back to halftime. 29-22, Omaha Westside leading Lincoln Southeast. At half, I'm Brandon Axman, and this is Jim Hansen, Community Outreach Coordinator with Sand Hills Global, which Currency is a part of. And Jim, as people know who watch our sports, Currency is a big reason why we're able to televise 200-plus games a year as a presenting sponsor for News Channel Nebraska. First off, thanks for joining. How are you doing? How's life?
It's absolutely fantastic. First, you guys are doing an outstanding job. It's been a great fall, great winter. It never gets old down here. Folks, if you've never been at the state basketball tournament, boys or girls, get down here and be down part of it. Unbelievable. Second, Currency has been fantastic. We are breaking records. In fact, we are breaking ground on a new complex out at Sand Hills. We're at about 1,000 employees right now. We want to get up to about 2,500 in the next couple of years. So if you're out there and you're looking for a job, anything, sales, IT, accounting, marketing, we've got a job for you. Go to sandhills.com, look for jobs and careers, and there's great opportunities.
That Sand Hills Global campus right in the capital city in Northwest Lincoln, as you talked about, all sorts of opportunities there. And Sand Hills Global not only providing opportunities for employers and employees, but also for youth. The youth baseball complex is just about to open in Lincoln as well. What can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. It's almost ready to go. It's opening the last part of this March. It's going to be a youth baseball complex with 8 different fields. Nebraska Wesleyan baseball and softball are both going to have their home fields there. Joe Fagler is the director of it. It already has over 2,500 games scheduled for this year. We hope that a lot of the teams throughout Nebraska can get a chance to come in, play on it, see it, be part of it. They're going to host some great tournaments this summer, and we're even looking forward to next year and hopefully an expansion down the road.
And that complex just about 5 minutes from PBA out by Oak Lake. Absolutely beautiful, and youth baseball, not only for Lincoln, but the entire state and region, that is going to be a mainstay. We're going from sports now to the community college because the Sandhills Global Technology Center. So much happening, but that just opened, and it's now open for its first semester at Southeast Community College.
We have a great partnership with Southeast Community College. The Sandhills Global Technology Center opened in January, state-of-the-art, the best of technology anywhere in the region. But the thing that I'm most passionate about and I feel the best about is our scholarship program. So if you are a young person, our scholarship program is a paid internship. We have our interns make between $20 and $25 an hour. We have tuition assistance, a clothing stipend, and now the thing I'm most excited, Southeast Community College has opened dorms. We have free room and board for kids as well. But that's not all. It was for technology. Now, if you want to be an intern for sales, marketing, accounting, HR, any of those things, we've got a spot for you. And then after your 2 years, you can be full-time employee for us. So we can't wait to help the youth of Nebraska to get in and be part of our great team over at Sandhills.
Sandhills Global, not only a player in the city, but the entire state, impacting all of Nebraska. Lastly, Jim, before we let you go, we appreciate you being a sponsor in Sandhills and Currency. And why is it that it makes good sense for Currency to be a part of what we do?
Well, first thing, Currency is for all those hardworking farmers, ranchers, and contractors throughout the state that are trying to make those purchases and help the other Nebraska people that are here. But you know what? This is about community. Yeah, it's the state tournament, but all the teams that get to be down here and be part of it. In fact, my grandson Maverick and my granddaughter Gloria, they're up in Columbus. They're so excited because they were going to be watching this. And News Channel Nebraska is the only one that goes border to border. So it is great to be part of that, to support the sports, the great teams, the great schools, and the great coaches and fans from all over the state. So we look forward to seeing you here. And you know what? Next time, it's going to be state track. And if you've never been to state track, get the state track. It is phenomenal.
Jim, thank you for the time. Thank you to Currency for being a sponsor. And we are looking forward to state track in just about a month and a half, excuse me.
Month and a half, a little bit warmer. You betcha.
That's Jim Hansen. He's with Currency. They're a presenting sponsor on NCN. You're watching State High School basketball. More halftime show coming up.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Nebraska weather is extreme, fast-changing, and at times severe. That's why News Channel Nebraska is turning to the person who knows Nebraska's weather best. Introducing Chief Forecaster Kent Bowden. With over 40 years of forecasting experience and a place in the Nebraska Broadcasters Hall of Fame, Kent brings unmatched experience to your screen. Watch Kent on NCN Monday through Thursday, bringing his forecast to the entire state. State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. and by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights. They're brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collection, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones at either of their Lincoln or their Grand Island location. So getting things started off, Andy, Westside, they got things going early, and it looked like the Knights might have been in trouble. Tyson Udvity getting it right to the rack early, and a couple of quick baskets. This one by Emery Geddick. To the Knights' credit, he only has 4 points thus far. The bad news, though, is they're still trailing. The good news is they're trailing by not as much. Chewy Thote, a great take there, but for the Knights, he had 4 points in the first half, but it was 12-7 after one. And what has been your overall sense on how this first half has played out?
Well, the size has come into play for Westside, but the athleticism, like you saw right there, has been a nice counter. Nagoy, so athletic, so gifted. Circus shot at the rim once again.
And Goy with 9 points, including 2 baskets late in the quarter, to cut this thing to a 7-point affair. It's been a balanced effort by Westside. That basket by Robinson, we're going to keep an eye on him because he has 7 points. He did go out with injury, though, in that second quarter.
Lambert knocking down a triple. That was a huge answer for the Knights when they needed a score.
He had 2 threes in that second quarter alone. There was an answer by Terrell Snoddy, who has 8 points. All of them came in the second quarter as well. Snoddy this time after the 3, getting to the rack for 2.
Yeah, just a poor communication there that time down the court for Southeast defensively.
And then the second 3 by Lambert, knocking it down. Those halftime highlights are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers and Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. All right, we need to tell you about the Sportsplex, Andy. It is coming to Kearney. It's going to impact the entire state. It's run by the city of Kearney. And for those basketball fans, how does 59,000 square feet of hardwood courts sound for something to do for youth activities, tournaments, and camps?
Tip of the cap to the community, the city of Kearney, for putting this thing together, getting it up off the ground. What a facility. Can't wait to see it.
We're ready for third quarter action. Let's go to the third member of our team for this halftime report, Eric McKay.
29-22 Westside with the lead over Lincoln Southeast on News Channel Nebraska. For Lincoln Southeast, Coach Warner said he wants his team to defend better. Said he thought they're doing a poor job at keeping Westside from getting comfortable offensively. Part of that, though, he said, happens on the offensive side of the ball. Said they need to take better shots. Thought they were fading away too much on layups. On the Westside side of things, Coach Simon said he wants to see them be better at rebounding and wants to see them finish better at the rim. Brandon and Andy, severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15. Glad they didn't take my advice for a retractable roof. Back to you.
It would not be a News Channel Nebraska sports broadcast if we didn't work in some weather. Excellent work by Eric McKay. And an excellent basket by Monte Brown for the Warriors.
You know, that's a great point that head coach Jim Simon shared with you named him number 3 member of our crew, but he's number 1 in our hearts. Eric McKay talking about rebounding. You know, Southeast got 8 offensive boards there in that first half. That drives coaches nuts.
McKendy unable to capitalize there for the Knights.
There's Westside always pressing, quick with the kick out. I thought that highlight package did a really nice job showcasing the balance that the Warriors play with on offense.
And we do have Emery, who stepped on the line. Now to the point of Robinson and his status, Michael Shively giving us some insight, as well as our resident stat and overall game analyst person from Media Row, says that he has gone to the locker room now, Robinson, and he's not out on the court currently. Monte Brown appears to be the one playing in his place.
And he really gave Westside another option in transition because they outscored the Knights 6-0 in fast break points in that first half.
Vogt missing the three-pointer.
Oh, boy.
And it's showtime. Geddick with the flush.
Yeah, as an extra defender, you got to go to where the ball is. You got to stop ball initially. Westside doing such a good job with that extra pass.
And Brown short from the corner. And Ngoy.
Really showcasing his offensive talents. There was nothing there. Basically went through three defenders on his way to the rim. Lost the handle of the ball. Still got a good take. Excellent work by our camera crew underneath the rim.
They give that foul to Brown. Lead's now grown to 11 for Westside.
It's tough enough to play from behind throughout the course of a game, but for much of that first half, Westside was sitting there with an 8 or a 10-point advantage. Southeast would go on a run, but this is where they got to close that gap, be within 4 or 5 points throughout this second half. So when they do want to go on a run, they can maybe steal that lead.
You have Mitchell, who has checked in for the Knights, and Goy hits both. It puts him at 13.
Uh-oh. Good recovery defense. Southeast showing you some full court pressure, on ball pressure, nearly came away with the turnover.
And that three doesn't fall for Healy.
Just nothing there. Nothing there.
And he is fouled.
Yeah, Geddick did a fantastic job coming over, helping against Ngoy's drive. All ball, you saw it right there, and then just takes matters into his own hands, go coast to coast. Southwest was doing a pretty good job defensively, getting a couple stops, but then before you know it, Westside gets something going in transition off the rebound.
Now Geddick with 8 points.
It's been a quiet 8 points, too.
He had 4 in the first quarter, and then 4 here in the third. Right now, the major difference, too, Westside shooting at a 48% clip from the field, 27% for the Knights. And again, part of that's because of the defense and the length that the Warriors have.
Boy, there was a no-look pass, but that's where Mitchell's got to be ready for that. Got to be ready for that feed.
This third quarter, it is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic's Norfolk location. Choose the medical clinic your friend recommend. 5-star, patient-rated Dr. Harper and Spannel. Including their specialists, they are building a Norfolk legacy one patient at a time.
Westside trying to exploit this mismatch right here. Well defended by the Knights. Oh.
Stolen away in transition by Lambert.
Yep. Now you're starting to see a little pace. Southeast picking up the pace a little bit here.
So timeout taken, full timeout by the Knights, but they've got a basket looking for a spark. Westside leading by 9 here on News Channel Nebraska.
5 Points Bank brings communities together. Points Bank. Better bank, better community, better life.
All right, guys, back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, 35-26, Omaha Westside with the lead. Now, Westside has not had Lee Robinson, their second leading scorer, since early in the second quarter. He pulled up kind of lame on a play, went to the bench, was seen sitting on the bench the rest of the first half, went into the team with the locker room, came back out with him at halftime, and then went back into the locker room. Just now made it back to the bench, walking very, very gingerly, and was favoring his back. Looks like his back is in a lot of pain. I would call his return in this one, guys, questionable. Potentially a big absence for Westside the rest of the way.
Thank you, Eric. Excellent work there. And again, yes, a big blow for Westside should Robinson stay off the bench. But right now, looks like Westside defensively switched to a 1-3-1.
Yeah, and this is tough to attack with their length. You hit the nail on the head. Robinson gives them that fast break opportunity, allows for the Warriors to get out in transition and score something that they did quite often throughout that first half through Robinson.
Shot clock winding down.
Oh.
And that's another basket for Lambert. A couple in a row for the junior.
Had to kind of fade to his left, but that's okay. Nothing but nylon.
That's what the Knights need, some sort of spark. They haven't really found their rhythm throughout this game.
Fantastic job, Shoemaker, coming over with the help defense. Yet trying to spin around, get that one-on-one. Denied.
And Brown, who's getting the majority of the playing time for Robinson. That one off the mark. Out of play.
Okay, so, we've seen Southeast kind of bow up their defense. They're getting stops. Can they take advantage of that? Get something going on the offensive side.
So Westside takes a timeout. Just a 30-second. We'll stay here and would like to remind you, if you are new to tuning into News Channel Nebraska because of our state basketball coverage and you're enjoying it, good news is we do this all year round, Andy. And
yes,
if you follow
sir.
us on X at that handle right there, at NCN Sports, you will know every week what games we're covering, when we'll be televising the games. You'll have access to our rankings, our highlights, our interviews, our stories by our entire statewide team of sports announcers. And, Andy, we have been known to give shout-outs on the air for new followers. What else could you possibly want?
Well, it's statewide coverage in all sports all year long. We don't just focus in on one or two communities. It is every community, all sports, all the times. It's the handle you want to be on if you are a sports fan.
Here's the spectrum of coverage. Middle school state track in Gothenburg.
Yes. Check.
Omaha Supernovas professional volleyball.
Check. Yeah, and then you sprinkle in the Shrine Bowl. I think we have a couple all-star games in there.
High school, Doane, Wayne State, UNK, all of it. Just follow us at NCN
just
Sports.
all of it.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Just do it.
Not as easy as that, but making it look easy. Elevates with the left hand down the left side.
The Knights have quietly cut this thing to 5.
It's coming from their defense, Brandon. They've got a couple back-to-back stops, doing a really nice job getting Westside to settle for jumpers, not getting to the rim. And we talked about this in the pregame, how Southeast, they can dictate pace. They can get you to play their game due to that strong backcourt. And it feels like that's taken hold here as we start to wind down the third quarter.
Pass down to Brown in the corner. And a little out of control. Doesn't go for Barfield. Don't look now, but the Knights could cut this to one possession. Thote from the corner, just a little bit long.
My goodness, it was there.
That's going to be another foul on Ngoy, his second personal.
Boy, Lambert got baseline. That really opened things up. Beautiful rotation of the ball. And Thote looked like he had that corner three. This has really been the story for Lincoln Southeast. They've gotten close, right, to break through. Close it within one. Westside's just always come up with the stop or the bucket on the offensive end to shut it down.
Snoddy to the rack. Misses the land, but will be shooting two.
He has been so good in his Big Bird yellow shoes all game long. Always kept an offensive presence. Saw him multiple times hitting threes, finishing at the rim on that halftime highlight package. Continues that offensive aggressive nature here in the second half.
Nine points now for Terrell Snoddy. Actually leading all Warriors in points.
C squared. Carter Chatlin checking back into the game. He's going to give him another option on the perimeter. One of those fantastic shooters for the Knights.
All right, Lambert rips down the miss. We're under a minute 20 to go in the third quarter. Our coverage is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Also presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Woodhouse Auto, convenience delivered every time. And you have a foul.
Boy, and Snoddy initially, Westside did a great job shutting down the first play, the first look that the Knights were looking for. Knights staying cool, though, reverse the ball. Find Shoemaker on the other side.
Two points now for Shoemaker.
Brendan Reeves is going to check into the game here for Westside. Another one of those lengthy seniors for the Warriors.
How's this for a compliment? The grittiest player I've ever coached, a defensive menace. So that's Coach Werning talking about Shoemaker.
Oh, he wasn't talking about Brandon Axman?
Oh, you are just, you really are helping me with my self-esteem today. Back in the day, back in the 06, 07 circa time, I was fairly gritty, I guess.
Hey, NCN, we're a team as well.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
there we go.
There's some more defensive prowess on display by Chatlin, and he now will head to the line.
See how they just sneak in that full court pressure? Westside maybe not ready for that full court press. Chatlin, excellent job jumping the passing lane, attacking the rim. You know, he's giving up some size. He's not the tallest guy out there. He was undeterred. Getting to the rack. And that was a no-doubter from the foul line. Good look there on the replay, using his body to shield away the defender.
Well, it is a 2-point game. Full court press still being implemented.
Uh-oh.
And Goy the steal. And Geddick fouls him. The Knights now 2 free throws away from tying this thing.
So right there, this is that guard-heavy lineup I'm talking about. You bring in Chatlin, him making that both free throws, but especially the second one allows for that set, that full court press to be set, and it's garnered back-to-back turnovers. And it always helps when you can convert from the line. Huge part of Lincoln Southeast and their offensive game, scoring from the foul line. It's really helped them climb back into this one. Could tie it up here.
And the Knights have officially eliminated the 7-point deficit to start the third quarter.
Boy, and the crowd has come to life. Huge roar from the Southeast fans.
And it was close to being a steal, but foul called on the Knights.
Boy, and both teams going to be in the bonus now. Southeast committing their 5th foul. Westside sitting at 4. But as defensive-minded as these two teams are and how they like to switch things up, with only 44 seconds left. That's not all bad.
We have Chewy Thote back in for the Knights, and Brendan Reeves enters for Westside. And Snoddy misses both.
And now Southeast going to slow things down, get into their half court. You really got to appreciate how they can shift gears.
Nagoy winding the clock down. Or no, excuse me, that's Shoemaker. And somehow that goes for Maury Shoemaker.
My goodness, through the contact, the hesitation off the glass. How about the touch off the window?
And an answer right back.
Wow.
For Westside, that's Barfield with the bucket. We are heading to the fourth, all knotted up at 38 apiece. A trip to the state championship on the line. 8 minutes to decide this one. Westside and Southeast Tide on News Channel Nebraska.
Solar Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
Your life can change with one heartbeat, and that was mine. Pregnant at 16, scared, and wondering how my mother would react was terrifying. This is Selma. I made the right decision. I can't imagine if I would have ended this beautiful life. Your baby is a person that deserves their life and your love. Adelina has filled my life with tremendous joy. There are difficult times, it's a life changer, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. My faith is my strength. You are not alone. Call your local pastor to talk.
There they are, Brandon, the student section of Southeast cheering on their pep band. You know, they played Maroon 5, Jefferson Starship, Green Day with Holiday, and now they're playing Sweet Caroline. That's quite an array. They got some range over there.
Southeast, well known for their pep band, as the Knights, again, eliminated that 7-point deficit here.
Chatlin with the heads-up play on the defensive end. It looked like Westside had something going, something cooking in transition. Oh, and look who's entered back into the game, Robinson.
And making an impact right away. He's trying to lead the charge and unable to make the layup. And again, I mean, he's been injured since the first. You could see sort of the grimacing as he was trying to push tempo there.
But right away, makes a defensive play and gets into the fast break, something that he's been known for. Yeah, and he's in pain. I mean, that's a huge credit to that young man checking back into the game, playing through what appears to be quite the injury.
There he passes it off to Udvity. That's going to be a blocking foul on Ngoy, his third personal.
Boy, and Southeast was looking for an offensive. Yeah, you just saw a slight extension of the elbow. And who are they going to give this to? Because, I mean, take your pick. You had a couple Knights in there.
Looks like they did give it to Ngoy officially, which puts him at 3. Okay, wide open shot. Rims out from Robinson. Udvity cleans it up.
Such a presence. Then Udvity getting back on defense. What an impressive player. I mean, tough one at the rim, gets back on defense.
Shoemaker. And he draws the foul.
He's so good at reversing his motion, using his pivot foot. That time able to get just enough by the defender, force one up. There's head coach Jim Simons. Maybe looks a little bit more nervous right now than he did in the first half.
Well, this fourth quarter, it's brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org. 1 point game here in Lincoln. State basketball. We're now tied.
Southeast has been so good from the foul line. That pushes them to 14 out of 16. High percentage from the charity stripe. And that's, it's just something you kind of expect when you have a guard-heavy lineup.
And Thote stealing it away. He gets it to Lambert. Thote from downtown. He's short. He's been so close all game. Hasn't been able to connect yet.
And this crowd was ready to erupt had he knocked that down.
And it's going to stay with Westside here.
Bang, bang call. Oh, and we're going to have a bench warning here.
Coach Warning was getting animated and excited.
I wouldn't
say he was being demonstrative, but yeah, he got warned well outside of his box.
Exactly.
And Robinson again trying to make a difference. Couldn't get the lay-in to go. Shoemaker denied, but also fouled by Healy.
Yeah, he just had Healy backpedaling on his heels the entire way. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much of a crease in that defense for Shoemaker to find it. Gets himself back to the foul line.
Not quite. Both teams shooting a good percentage from the charity stripe. 14 for 17 for Southeast. 8 of 12 for Westside.
And this is important. If Shoemaker can make the back end, that allows him to get in that full court press if they elect to do so. But he has to make it.
He makes the second.
And here's the pressure.
And Simons wisely takes a timeout. Full timeout on the court. Will take one as well. Lincoln Southeast leading Westside 41-40 here on News Channel Nebraska.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Welcome back. Be sure to stay tuned for our top plays brought to you by Currency. This is a great game we have shaping up for this final 5:36. We'll recap everything with those Currency top plays, looking at all of the highlights and action from this Class A semifinal.
Dapper-looking fellows there for Southeast. They like what they're seeing. The Knights clinging on to that 1-point lead. And I'll tell you what, Brandon, the Warriors look like they're going to run away with this thing a couple of times, especially in the first half. They're jumping up by 10, 11, 12 points at times.
The Knights, they've just hung around, played scrappy, and have gotten themselves back into this one. And there's a steal by Shoemaker. 2-on-1. A little out of control and missed. Snoddy with the rebound. Now Westside coming up the other way. That'll be a foul on Thote.
Not much of a foul, Thote. Just, kind of easily got his body into him here. Little bump.
Barfield will shoot two.
Sometimes when you're a big fellow like that, it doesn't take much to push a person off his spot, and that's obviously what happened. Thote, though, has 4 fouls now.
First one misses. Reminder to stay tuned for our player of the game interview brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point and by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. Our player of the game interview.
Kendi, Chatlin checked back into the game. They went on a couple really nice offensive runs when these pair of guys checked in for the Knights. Can they do it one more time?
Neither goes. Jump ball, it'll be Westside. Possession.
Every rebound, loose ball, there's been a scrum.
And a strong take, count the basket. What a play by Donnie Barfield.
He closed out the third quarter with a similar type of play. He just puts his head down, gets downhill. I mean, he looks like an oversized running back, just crashing down the lane.
And Barfield, while he wasn't in the starting lineup, he started 2/3 of the season before getting turf toe, where he had to sit out for about 3 weeks, and he's just sort of getting back to form. And Coach Simons, prior to this state run, said he could be our X factor based on how healthy he is.
Wow, what a prediction. And, standing at 6'5", obviously helps him with their length. And that's just kind of unfair when you have a guy like that coming in as a reserve.
All right, just under 5 to go. 1 point lead now for Westside. The Warriors back on top. And Southeast will take a timeout. 4:33 remaining.
30-second timeout taken by head coach Joey Werning. Really wants to, I think, instill in his team each and every offensive possession. We got to treat the ball like gold right now. We got to at least give ourselves an opportunity. No more empty possessions. No more turnovers.
Well, we told you to follow us on X at NCN Sports, and we'd give some shout-outs. More people making the wise choice of following us. Sean Purcell giving us a follow at NCN Sports. Dave Jorgensen giving us a follow, as well as Jano Super and Capneron 39 giving us a follow, and Robert Meador, all following us at NCN Sports. We promise you won't regret it. Join the 12,500 others who do.
Love it. Old Jorgie out of the Grand Island area. Tri-Cities tuning in to some state basketball.
The Knights trying to inbound, deflected off of Westside.
How many times have we seen it throughout this tournament? When it gets to be the fourth quarter, crunch time, how difficult just inbounding the basketball can be.
This time the Knights do successfully get it in. Shoemaker kicks Lambert. And he was fouled by Geddick.
Geddick can't believe it, but, I can, Brandon, because, both arms went off the course here after the shot.
You're just crazy, Andy.
I know it.
All right, so 2 shots, a chance for the Knights to tie or retake the lead.
Love the hustle, though, from Geddick.
Geddick with 8 points so far, and again we're seeing Robinson being subbed back in.
Boy, Robinson just digging deep, playing through pain right now.
$11 points for Lambert. We're tied again, 42-42. And it's stolen. Shoemaker couldn't get it off the hardwood, though, and Westside retakes possession. Now, officials are going to have a conference here.
Not sure what the discussion is. Now, it almost appeared that the Knights slid into a matchup zone because it appeared to be man-to-man on the perimeter, but he had Gahoy all by himself in the lane. There's the takeaway, just couldn't find the handle.
Also supposed to bounce when it hits the wood. It's supposed to come back up. That's what Shoemaker was thinking. Still not quite sure what the stoppage was for, but it's Westside possession.
At first I thought head coach Simons called timeout there for Westside. Westside with 3 timeouts remaining. Southeast with only 2. That might have been the discussions. Referee heard timeout, and Simon said, I said no timeout. No timeout.
Right. Big difference. All right, we're past the halfway point of this fourth quarter. A trip to state on the line. 3 goes. Snoddy with a huge one from the corner.
He has been huge all game long, spotting up, knocking it down. Just that little bit of penetration drew the defense in just enough for Snoddy to get a clear, wide open look.
And Goy doesn't go. And here comes Robinson on the break and the lay-in.
And you saw him grimace right in front of media row there as he tipped that ball to himself. Heads up play, fantastic execution.
Playing through injury, he puts his team now up 5.
Yeah, what a big bucket, going back up by 2 possessions. Odd number, like you said, 5.
Now they want Shoemaker to go right at Robinson.
Uh-oh.
And Garfield steals it, and it's a foul, I believe, on the Knights.
And I believe you're right. Barfield, I mean, what a play.
So they give it to Shoemaker, which is his third personal.
Yeah, it's going to put Barfield back on the line. Couple big ones here.
A couple of baskets for the Warriors, giving them this 5-point advantage. Now it's 6. A reminder that our coverage on NCN is presented by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com, as well as Medica. With a health plan from Medica, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Woodhouse Auto, convenience delivered every time.
Oh, boy.
Udvity with the offensive board and put back. That is a backbreaker for the Knights.
Oh, it really is. You had an opportunity with the missed free throw. It stayed a 2-possession game, not the case any longer. Now I think the Knights, they want to play with a little bit of pace here.
Tough defense by the Warriors, but Healy's called for the reach.
You can see the Knights still try to utilizing that ISO style. You got 5 wide around the perimeter. So next foul will put Southeast into the bonus.
Goy double team, kicks it back out to Lambert. And Goy pulls the trigger. The Knights needed that one.
And I was about to say, Nagoy's been pretty quiet here this fourth quarter. It just felt like it was coming.
Looks like they'll give a foul to Shoemaker.
Shoemaker wasn't looking to commit the foul. He picks up his 4th, but this isn't all bad for Southeast. It does stop the clock.
Another look at that Ngoy 3. Robinson, the freshman, back at the line.
How impressive has he been?
Nine points for Robinson. Playing through injury right now. He had that breakaway layup a few minutes ago. And have some sort of stoppage here.
I don't know if they're having issues with the clock, the game clock.
Yeah.
But it's going to award both sidelines here, both teams, though, to kind of regather and get a freebie timeout.
Yeah, it turned off for a second. Now it looks like they have power back to it, but I think that you're right. That's what was going on.
See, having a shot clock is not just a problem for D1 and D2 schools. We run into it here in Class A at the Pinnacle Bank Arena as well.
Well, it appears for the time being the problem has been resolved.
That's quite the cutout. I like that.
Robinson, seeing if it brings him good luck at the line here. Another offensive board. And this time the Knights get lucky.
They dodge a bullet. I tell you what, the size coming into play once again for Westside. Westside's going to stay in this man-to-man. We've seen him slide into a zone in these type of situations before.
And there's a foul. And it's bonus, so 2 shots coming up.
Boy, you couldn't ask for a better scenario if you're a Southeast fan. I felt like Joey Warning was over on the sideline, kind of helping the official, spot
nice
that.
Him.
Yep.
Yeah. Coaches are just a helpful type.
I do want to say, we mentioned it earlier, but when Werning was, kind of excited, heated up, and he was racing down the sideline, that the officials kept their composure, didn't tee him up, just offered that sideline warning.
Well, we're now under 90 seconds, 21 points for Ngoy as that one rims out. Big possession here.
Look at Robinson with the handles.
Six on the shot clock. Robinson. Win up for it, and it goes. What a play by the freshman.
He doesn't play like a freshman. Time winding down. Excellent defense. Reverse pivot in the lane. Danced around the rim a little bit here, but it ultimately fell through the cylinder.
Full timeout on the floor, 52-46 Westside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching state basketball on NCN.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be all right. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. We're wrapping up game number 2. Semifinal Friday here in Class A. Lincoln Southeast trying to get back into this one, but what a clutch play by Robinson there to extend this back to a 6-point game.
Really shows you why the coaching staff wanted him to get back out there, and his fortitude, mental toughness, playing through that injury. Okay, now if you're Southeast, it's got to happen fast, and if you can score fast, you don't have to foul Westside on the next possession. You'll have time to work with.
Ngoy, 3 is long, and the Warriors have it. Thote can't foul. And Ngoy makes the foul, and that's his 4th.
Got back on defense, didn't allow for Barfield to slam another one home. And how many times have we seen this? It comes down to free throws at the end.
That puts Barfield at 6 points.
That was a big one.
And a foul by Udvity will send Thote to the line.
Back and forth we go. That definitely favors Southeast. Opportunity here to save some time. Put a couple back up on the board. And stranger things have happened, right? I mean, ask Pius X,
Which we'll be talking all about that in our Class B game coming up later tonight. For those of you tuning in, we've been talking about this is game 4 of 6. Class B will be the final 2 games. Scott versus Norris, as well as Scottsbluff Elkhorn North. Still to come.
Big time. Hitting the free throws. Taking a look at Joey Werning, head coach, Southeast.
All right, here's the full court pressure. Timeout taken by Westside. And this is again for a trip to take on Papillion La Vista South, who defeated Millard North earlier. And Westside, they're sitting good. Like you said, it's not over. Crazier things had happened, but currently leading by 5 with 34.5 to go. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage thus far. It's presented in part thanks to 5 Points Bank, the better bank.
Yeah, obviously you feel good being up by 5 points here, but it's not over, and Westside understands that. That was a good timeout. Having a little trouble inbounding the ball. It was a mature move there by Geddick. And he just confirmed with the official that he can run the length of the baseline on this inbounds.
There is the inbound to Robinson. Tries to lay it off. Officials say it's off southeast.
Going to stay here. Shot clock is turned off, so this is an obvious point in the game where we're going to get some defensive substitutions. The Knights are going to have to foul and hope for some misses from the line.
That's Trey Bolin, who is entered for the first time for the Knights. And there is the foul.
Is that going to be 5 on Shoemaker?
It is. So Shoemaker is done. 7 points for Shoemaker, the senior. Hoping it's not his last game.
Oh, he was just fantastic throughout. His defense and controlling the command at times when Southeast would slow things down.
Westside's leaving it open. 10 of 22 now from the free throw line, the Warriors.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time here. I mean, Westside doesn't feel great. But to your point, still only up 6. They had an opportunity there to push us to a 3-possession game, make things much more difficult on the Knights.
And Lambert going for the quick score and gets it. And a quick 2 for Southeast.
Okay, and a quick timeout from Southeast. That's going to leave both sidelines here with 1 timeout remaining.
Full timeout. We'll take one as well. 54-50. Westside leading here at PBA.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Unity Eye Centers, your provider of choice for complete vision care for all ages. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back. 4-point game. Westside 54, Southeast 50.
There's some Robinson fans. I'll tell you what, I'm a Robinson fan. The way he's played here today.
Battling through injury, helped get his team back up by 4. And he passes it up currently now to Snoddy. Udvity kept it in, and Snoddy is fouled.
Southeast nearly came away with a turnover here. Good awareness from Udvity and balance, being able to control the ball, get it to one of his guys.
Snoddy's knocked down 3 triples. He has 12 points for Westside. That free throw, making it a 5-point game.
And this is where Southeast has to communicate. Someone has to box out shooter.
That time it didn't matter. Back up to 6.
Okay, Southeast going to take their final timeout, pulling back within 4.
Another full timeout. 7.4 to go. The Knights trying to be the first team since they made it to the finals in 2003. The first team representing Lincoln. That 2003 game was Lincoln High versus Lincoln Southeast, with Lincoln High winning the Class A title, Southeast finishing second. But since that point, no Lincoln team has even made it to the finals in Class A. And unfortunately for the Knights, the odds are against them right now with just 7.4 remaining.
Yeah, they've elected to just attack the rim, take the deuce. You saw Westside backing off their defense. They didn't want to allow for an and one opportunity, giving up 2 points, and also really overguarding the three-point line. Let's see if it pays dividends for them here down the stretch. Some Warrior fans, they're fired up.
Can't blame them. 7.4 seconds away from advancing to the championship game. And Robinson goes down. And the Knights will be able to inbound under their own basket, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, no one touched it. It's back underneath.
Well,
got a little more interesting, didn't it?
A little bit of life. You knock down a quick 3 or even a 2 here.
I think you go right back to just the quick 2.
A lot of time running off there.
Boy.
Inbounding's tough.
Yeah, now Westside's kind of changed gears. They're not going to give something cheap underneath.
And it doesn't go. And that's going to do it. The game's over, and Westside officially is heading to the Class A state final for the first time since 2014.
Yeah.
Your final 56-52. They down Lincoln Southeast.
Impressive bunch, impressive performance from the Westside Warriors. Tip your cap to Southeast. They made run after run, but the Warriors were able to prevail, stave off that comeback performance from Southeast, and had just enough down the stretch to secure that victory and another trip to the championship.
Don't go anywhere. Eric McKay is wrangling up Coach Simons and our player of the game, as well as top plays, all coming up next on NCN.
Hi, this is Misty. Here at Family Physical Therapy, we strive to go beyond your symptoms, ensuring you have access to quality, individualized care. We offer physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Family Physical Therapy has an excellent staff that cares about our patients' success. Whether you're suffering from a sports injury, a stroke, or working to improve balance and coordination, Family Physical Therapy is here to help. When you're here, you're family. Visit us at one of our many Nebraska locations today.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars.
We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Post-game here, Omaha Westside wins a tough one over Lincoln Southeast. Coach Jim Simons with me. Coach, congrats on the win. First of all, what a gutty performance by your team. What did it take in the fourth quarter to finally put Southeast away?
You said it, just a lot of guts and perseverance. I mean, obviously it didn't look good there for a while. We haven't played without Lee a lot this year, and, he was obviously trying to gut it out. And I thought we were in decent shape midway through the third quarter. Then they obviously put a run at the end of the fourth. And then, we talked about the fourth quarter. It's an 8-minute game, right, to keep your season going. And I thought our guys showed some real toughness. Donnie Barfield stepped up and gave us a big spark. So, we talk about it takes a team, right? And you never know when your name's going to be called or when your number's going to be called.
We talked at the half. You said rebounding was going to be big in the second half. You had some huge offensive rebounds down the stretch. Talk about your effort on the glass.
Yeah, much better in the second half. I mean, they are, they're not big, but they're just so physical and they play so hard. And, at halftime, I think they had 8 offensive rebounds and we had 10 defensive rebounds. Our goal is to get about 75% of our defensive rebounds, and we had to do a better job there. I haven't seen the final numbers. It felt like we did a little bit better job. And then we really had some big time, as you said, offensive rebounds that just resulted in some big buckets for us and just kept possessions alive for us.
Well, you talked about Lee. You haven't played without him. When he came back, he was so big for you in the fourth quarter. Talk about his performance there late in this game.
Well, I mean, for a freshman on this stage, it's, you don't see it very often. There's been a few guys who've done it, and he's been a big part of what we've done so far this year. And, he showed some toughness. I mean, he wasn't moving very good. Our trainer said it's a tailbone, and it's just kind of there's not much they can do for it. He told me between the third and the fourth quarter he wanted to go, and he said he could help us, and we trust him, and he did a good job helping us, obviously.
Well, you've seen Papio South a couple times already. What's it going to take to get the win, cut down some nets tomorrow?
They're awful good. I mean, they're senior-laden. They're very experienced. They shoot the ball really well. We're going to have to really defensively be good at taking away the catch-and-shoot three, and then they do such a good job of defensively of trying to pinch gaps and trying to play their gap defense, and we're going to have to move the ball, and we're going to have to knock down some perimeter shots and hopefully maybe get out in transition as well.
Well, Coach, congrats on the win. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.
That's head coach Jim Simons. Let's bring in our player of the game, Lee Robinson. Lee, I didn't know if we were going to see you in the second half. Coach said between the third and the fourth quarter, you said, I want to go, I can help this team. What did it take to gut out this performance in the fourth quarter?
Just a message from one of my AAU coaches. He came down while I was in the tunnel. He just told me to play through it, don't think about it, and just go out there and give your team your all. He told me if I didn't play, then it was a high chance that our season was over. So I wanted to come out here and give the team the best I can give them to move forward and move to the finals.
You hit a huge and one late in that fourth quarter. What did you see on that play? What was the key to finally put Southeast away?
I just seen the rim, and it was a clutch game. I wasn't really trying to look to my teammates. I knew that I had to make something happen in the last couple seconds of the shot clock to get something down. But, yeah, we stayed focused. We in the huddles when they went on a run, we talked to each other, and we got our momentum back, and we came back out ready to play and finish the game.
As a freshman, what's it been like growing with this team? What are the things that you've worked on to improve to get to this point in the season?
I definitely had to work on encouraging my teammates. I worked on lifting up my teammates. I like this team a lot, but, like in districts, we wasn't supposed to be here. So we had to come out here and show everybody why we still the best team in the state and why we should be number one. So
you said it. You think you're the best team in the state. What's it going to take to prove it tomorrow and beat Papio South?
Discipline. And we got to lock into the game plan and just go out there and play with heart, like Coach been saying for the last couple of days. Our last game is tomorrow, so go out there, give it our all, discipline, and play with gratitude. That's it.
Lee, nice job today. Congrats on being our player of the game. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's our player of the game, 11 points, 5 assists, one of the gutsiest performances you'll ever see. Brandon, Andy, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, Eric, and yes, congratulations to Lee. We were talking off camera, Andy. You would not think that young man is a freshman.
No, he doesn't carry himself that way whatsoever, and even the composure he had there throughout that interview, it's all business for Mr. Lee Robinson, and you feel good for the young man helping his team punch their ticket to the championship game.
Our player of the game interview brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, where they're redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk, living better. And also thanks to Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Buick in Aurora, proud to sponsor our player of the game interview. All right, let's wrap things up with our top plays that are brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Class A semifinal number 2 at Pinnacle Bank Arena, Lincoln Southeast taking on Omaha Westside. The Knights trying to be the first team since 2003 from Lincoln in Class A to make it to the finals. That was the last time they made it to the finals, back in 2003. Westside trying to make it back to the championship for the first time since 2014. Westside started off great, a 7-0 run. That first one going inside to Tyson Udvity with the basket. And then how about Emery Geddick, the up and under. Westside coming out of the gates firing, actually an 8-0 run before the Knights get on the board. Chewy Thote does just that for Lincoln Southeast with the basket there. Westside leading 10-3, and then you have another follow-up. This time, Mr. Southeast Mikey Ngoy getting the bucket. It's 12-7, Westside after one. Then a couple of threes falling. Rowan Lambert, the triple from downtown for the Knights. That was one of 2 threes he had in the second quarter alone. Well, who else can shoot threes? Trell Snoddy for Westside. He had 2 threes in the third quarter. Snoddy finished with a team-high 12 points. 14 points, excuse me. There's Snoddy again taking it to the rack as Westside would take a lead into halftime. Maybe 29-22 as you see us nearing halftime here, but not before a 3 was knocked down by Lambert, his second in the period. Lambert had 12 points for the Knights. That will take us into halftime. That basket knocked down by Snoddy, his second triple in the quarter. 29-22, Westside leading. It was looking like the Warriors were perhaps going to run away with it, but the Knights, they start to battle back. Lambert knocking down that one again, 2 of his 13 in the game. Lincoln Southeast would eliminate the 7-point deficit at halftime and cut it to 38-38 as we head to the fourth. Snoddy striking again from deep. He had one heck of a game. Again, those 14 points, and he was a perfect 3 for 3 from downtown. How about this? Lee Robinson, the freshman, he got injured in the second quarter. Didn't play for a majority of the second quarter or any of the third, but comes back in the fourth, tells coach, I'm good to play through the injury, and he had that layup there to help the Westside Warriors get up by 8. There was a bucket knocked down by the Knights, and then here is Robinson again. Back from injury, shot clock winding down. 2 of his 4 points in the fourth quarter. Robinson finishes with 11 points, 5 assists, and Westside holds on to get the victory 56-52, and they are heading to the state championship for the first time since 2014, looking for the program's second ever state title. So here is our Class A updated bracket. 1 versus 2. Papillion La Vista South looking for its first ever state title. It already has created history by winning its first ever game at state in its 5th trip to state ever. So not a traditional powerhouse, but the Titans are the favorite and 1 win away from a Class A crown. Westside despite losing their district final and making it to state via the wild card, they have advanced all the way to the championship as well as the 2 seed, where they will be taking on the Titans and the state championship tomorrow. And that time, I just want to make sure I have that correctly. Class A, 1 o'clock tip-off tomorrow for the final. That will do it for our coverage here for session number 2 of Semifinal Friday. Again, do not be sad, though, because we have more basketball. 2 more games to round out our state coverage on News Channel Nebraska. It's going to be Class B. Norris, who had the Cinderella story victory over Pius yesterday, they are taking on Scott in our first Class B game. We will be live at 5:50 Central for Norris versus Scott. And then the final game of the evening, Scotts Bluff representing the Panhandle all the way out west, 400 miles. They're in Lincoln. They're in the semis. We'll be televising their game against Elkhorn North on the second Class B semifinal. So Scott Norris, game 1 of Class B, followed by Scotts Bluff Elkhorn North, game 2. Those will be our final contests of the evening. Live at 5:50. Be sure to tune in for all of the action. Grab a meal, maybe a little bit of rest, and again, we'll be live in exactly 43 minutes for our Class B coverage.